Thank you for joining us today. This is our second session. This is our first session after the launch kanina po at 9 o'clock. Now we are in our second session for the day of the first day of our GEG APAC weekend. So welcome po to all the teachers and other members in the audience. Welcome to our GEG APAC weekend Stay Connected 4.0. It's a collaborative effort of Google educator groups around the Asia Pacific region. Habang meron po tayong mga webinars hosted dito sa Pilipinas, kasabay din po natin ang iba pang guro sa Asia Pacific na nakikinig din sa mga webinar sa kani-kanilang bansa. Meron pong webinar sa Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Hong Kong, India, Japan, and South Korea. Ipa-flash po namin sa screen yung website kung saan nyo po makikita lahat ng webinars na nangyayari ngayon. So if you feel like maybe looking at what other countries have in their sessions, you can do so. This morning, we have a very, very special guest for this webinar. Our guest speaker is Miss Mary Manzano. She's been working with companies in the Philippines since 2010 in their initiatives to move to the cloud, spearheading Islands in the Cloud, which is a project with DepEd to bring all the K-12 public educational institutions in the Philippines, as well as higher ed and TESDA, onto Google Workspace for Google for Education, which is formerly G Suite. Since then, she has moved to help many other schools to go on cloud and help them plan and execute their professional development roadmap. Ms. Mary is also a Google for Education certified innovator, Google for Education certified trainer, and a Google deployment specialist devoted to promoting innovation and web-based learning in schools, extending educator learning networks, and helping teachers with their drive for a more student-focused curriculum. She's a hypertech coach that provides real-world insight on educational projects based on her experience in retail, marketing, sales, business management, compliance, risk, and finance. She's a learner and a problem solver who likes to put her ideas into action as quickly as possible and believes in finding new ways to improve and create. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very, very, very fortunate and honored to have with us today Miss Mary Manzano.
Ayan, thank you so much. Ang ganda naman ng ano. Thank you so much, Maki. If you don't know yet, guys, Maki is one of our very first chartistas. That's what we call her. Ayan. So, ang ating mga teacher artistas. So, I hope that you're gonna learn something for today. Some of you that may have listened to my presentation before may have already learned a little bit more, but I'm going to just go beyond that and also take a look at what we can do for GEG. So maybe we can share the presentation now, and then
Yes, I'm very excited.
Ayan, thank you so much, Maki. So let's begin. As you know, my name is Mary Ann Manzano. You can find me on Twitter at _Mary Manzano. I'm a Twitterer more than anything. I know that a lot of people in the Philippines usually Facebook ang ginagamit. Nasa Facebook din po ako, hanapin niyo lang po yung pangalan ko, Mary Manzano. Pero mas madalas po ako sa Twitter because a lot of my PLN, yung tinatawag nating Professional Learning Network or even Personal Learning Network, yung iba naman PLF ang tawag nila, which is their Professional Learning Family, ay nasa Twitter. Kasi medyo lumaki na rin yung PLF ko, malaki na yung family, kumbaga naging global na siya. And I really would like to encourage you all to actually also try out that platform. Hindi lang yung Facebook, marami din tayong matututunan sa ibang platform. So with Google, today I'm gonna talk about helping everyone to learn anything. Alam naman natin sa Google, we always try to make sure that we have learning sitting across everything that we do. Ano? So as you know, maraming nangyari during the year and a half. And akala natin ngayon 2021, medyo babalik na tayo sa normal pero hindi pa din. At this time, ganun pa rin. We are still at a time of unforeseen complexity and para sa maraming mga eskwelahan, hindi naman natin to pinagpreparahan. So we did not really prepare for this. Hindi natin alam na mangyayari ito. So, ang kagandahan nito is yung experiences ng bawat isang person, every school, bawat individual, bawat teacher. So, yung mga guru natin, yung ating mga mag-aaral, iba-iba ang naging experiences nila during this distance learning. And dito sa disruption na to, makikita natin na yung mga teachers, nagbago kung paano tinuturo yung course material nila, paano nila minamanage yung classroom. And then for our students, kung paano sila natututo, nagbago din how they're learning and how they're engaging with their teachers and their classmates. Dati, nasa school building sila, so it was very, very easy. But now, they had to change and pivot into something different. Our school leaders also had to rethink the way that they do things. How are they communicating to parents and guardians yung mga updates? And of course, our parents and guardians, medyo nagbago din yung kanilang ginagawa. And now, they have to learn how to facilitate learning sa bahay. So, different schools, iba-ibang time frame, hindi rin natin alam kung kailan tayo babalik sa school, kaya kailangan nating maghanda. Hanggang ngayon, kailangan pa rin natin maghanda, kailangan pa rin nating alamin kung ano yung mga pwede nating gamitin. Ano? So, bukod doon, marami pa tayong mga challenges na na-face ngayon, gaya ng student engagement. Medyo nagkakaroon ng meet fatigue, both mga teachers at saka mga bata. That's why student engagement has gone down. So, ano bang mga tools ang pwede natin gamitin? And then, there's also data security threats kasi lahat ng tao nasa online na. Next is because the students are now learning how to, do things online, they started to just copy things from online and submit that as their work when in fact, hindi dapat gano'n, no? So may plagiarism problem na nangyayari. So isa pa to sa dapat nating bunuin. Then of course, bukod sa plagiarism, yung dami ng mga tools na trinay out ng mga teachers, hindi na natin ngayon alam ano ba yung mga tools na dapat nating tigilan, ano yung mga tools na dapat nating ipagpatuloy. So those are myriad number of problems. And we in Google, ang goal namin always is to empower learning anytime, everywhere. So kahit saan, kahit kailan, andyan kami. We are committed to education, especially here in the Philippines where I reside, especially here in the Philippines, I take care of. So kahit na saan nangyayari yung learning na yon, wherever learning takes place, sa bahay man yan, sa eskwelahan man yan, or it's a mix of the two, yung portfolio ng solutions ng Google, maaasahan nyo yan para mag-design ng empowering na mga lessons para sa mga students and also a platform to achieve learning goals kahit nasaan pa sila. Because naniniwala naman kami na kahit na nasaan ka, ano man ang background mo, everybody deserves access sa mga magagandang learning experiences. Because learning makes information useful, which is why it sits across everything we do. Yung abilidad natin to learn in the classroom, sa bahay, and everywhere in between. It has never been more important than today. And bakit kaya yun importante? Kasi kapag ang estudyante, meron sila ng lahat ng kailangan nila para matuto, dun sa paraan na gusto nilang matuto, in a way that works for them, maraming pwedeng mangyari. Powerful things. And when the fundamental support and tools of education have been provided to them, so many possibilities open up. Napakadaming posibilidad. And makikita nila kung saan sila dapat, anong pwede nilang gawin. Okay, so here sa Google, meron kaming goal para tulungan ng mga educators to transform teaching and learning para sa lahat. So that means nagpo-provide kami ng platform para sa bawat isang eskwelahan para magkaroon ng oras, tsaka para magkaroon din ng apps and materials to create impactful learning, teaching, and learning environments, no? So, dapat tama to sa bawat isang estudyante. So, number one, yung teacher center. Nakikita nyo yan sa screen. Yung teacher center natin is the place kung saan tayo pwedeng magpa-certify. It's a place kung saan tayo pwedeng matuto ng distance learning. And also, meron din tayo mga Chromebooks. So, just letting you know that Chromebooks are now in the Philippines. And I hope Chromebooks are here to stay. Chromebooks are the number one device now for a lot of countries. So very, very important for me to actually advocate the use of Chromebooks. I have been a Chromebook user matagal na for about 9 years now. And ever since I went Chromebook, I never went back. So sabi nga nila, pag may na-try ka daw na magagandang bagay, alam mo yun, may mga oras na parang ayaw mo nang bumalik dun sa dati. And ganun yung naging experience ko sa Chromebooks. Next is yung Google Workspace for Education. As we all know, yung Google Workspace for Education medyo lumaki na. So, mamayang konti, papakita natin kung ano-ano na yung mga yon. And we have the Be Internet Awesome. Dahil nasa internet na tayo ngayon, online na yung learning natin, we have to make sure na we are doing everything possible to ensure na yung mga bata are becoming smart, safe, they're kind, and brave online. So yung Be Internet Awesome is a program of Google para magkaroon kayo ng digital citizenship curriculum. So, kumpleto na po yung mga materyales. Meron na rin tayong mga games doon na pwedeng gamitin ng mga bata na tuturuan sila kung paano maging safe sa internet, sa paggamit nila ng internet. Ang kagandahan po nito, yung Be Internet Awesome, ilo-launch po namin ito during the summer break of DepEd because we are looking at piloting this in a few schools in Department of Education, and hopefully dumami din yung mga gagamit ng Be Internet Awesome curriculum natin sa public school system as well as sa private school system. Libre po ito para sa lahat. And next is we have the Google Classroom, of course, na parte ng Google Workspace. So kung wala po kayong learning management system or naisip nyo na parang medyo gipit tayo ngayon, mahirap ang enrollment at kung ano-ano pa, kailangan natin ng online learning platform, I really recommend Google Classroom kasi isa po to sa pinaka madadaling gamitin classroom management system that you can find napakadaming feedback mechanisms. So pwede kayong mag-feedback sa mga estudyante nyo, napakadaling mag-feedback sa Google Classroom. So kung hindi niyo pa po natatry yung mga iba-ibang feedback mechanisms ng classroom, napakaganda nito kasi ngayong wala yung mga bata sa loob ng paaralan. Kailangan meron tayong paraan kung paano natin mabibigay sa kanila yung feedback para mag-improve sila. And yung Google Classroom, dinesign talaga yan para maging very collaborative with the teachers, the students, and the students among themselves, pwede rin silang mag-collaborate. At napakadami pa namin ibang programa na ipapakita ko. So, para i-empower yung mga educators with the means to create, kayo po yun, para makapag-create kayo ng innovative and impactful teaching environments, para makapag-drive tayo ng magandang outcome para sa isang estudyante, kahit nasaan pa sila, sino pa sila, or saan sila nag-aaral, or what their goals might be, ito yung mga pinoprovide ni Google for Education. Una, we are providing students and teachers with personalized learning environments using Chromebooks. We are definitely making more Chromebooks available in the Philippines para naman mas madali para sa mga eskwelahang bumili ng Chromebooks because these Chromebooks are actually quite inexpensive. They're very, very good option. Lalo na ngayon, medyo nagtitipid tayo. Gusto natin ng isang machine that actually just works, just a machine that works na hindi nangangailangan ng antivirus, 'di ba? Na pwede nating i-manage as a school. Alam ko na isa sa mga problema natin is we need to make sure na safe yung mga bata, and Chromebooks can be that, no? Pwede nating ma-manage ng maayos yung mga magagandang policies natin sa eskwelahan. Gusto natin na kahit nasa bahay sila, yung mga policies natin sa school na-apply pa din dun sa device na ginagamit nila. So yung Chromebooks, ganun siya. The next one is yung engaging learning experience na makikita nyo sa Google Workspace for Education. Kasi yung Google Workspace, it's very integrated. Nandun na lahat doc sheets, slides, email. Meron na kayong website doon. Meron na kayong classroom management system. Meron na kayong blankong mapa na pwede kayo mag-drawing doon ng mga iba-ibang klaseng scenarios such as, for example, gusto nyo ituro ang World War I sa mga estudyante pero gusto niyong ituro yung mga places na nagmamatter for that particular lesson, pwede kayong gumamit ng Google My Maps which is just there in Google Drive. Hindi lang masyadong nagagamit, so mag-explore po tayo. Next is elevating class content with a host of resources and programs to support teaching and learning gaya ng applied digital skills para po i-apply natin yung lahat ng natutunan natin through practical lessons gaya ng paggawa ng resume. Paano ba natin gagamitin itong mga Google tools na to sa paggawa ng resume? Sa paggagawa ng event gaya nitong GEG APAC Connect, no? Itong GEG APAC Weekend natin, marami sa mga materials na ginamit para ma-organize ito is puro mga Google tools lang, of course, ang ginamit natin. Meron tayong mga slides dyan. Ang galing-galing ni Maan. I would like to commend Maan de Guzman for putting together so many of these things. Sa Google Docs lang niya ginawa yon. We've got Google Calendar also for scheduling at marami pang iba. So, all of these things pwede niyong matutunan by going to applied digital skills. Kahit i-type niyo lang po ito, sabi nga nila, i-Google mo lang. And then for the Chromebook App Hub, Chromebook App Hub is a place para makita nyo kung ano-ano ba yung mga apps na pwede nyong gamitin sa Chromebooks. Pero hindi lang sa Chromebooks, ano-ano ba yung mga apps na pwede nyong gamitin sa web. So kung gumagamit po kayo ng internet at gusto nyo lang internet-based o web-based yung gagamitin yung mga tools, meron po kaming isang hub, ito nga po yun, Chromebook App Hub. Tapos dito sa Chromebook App Hub, meron na tayong mga apps dyan na naka-categorize na. So, dun sa mga categories na yun, dun yung makikita, nagtuturo ako ng, say, English, or maybe nagtuturo po kayo ng graphics design, ano yung mga apps na pwede nyo magamit. And you can find that all in the Chromebook App Hub. And ngayong 2021, the nice thing about this year is that we have more options. No? Dati, yung Google Workspace for Education, isa lang. It used to be called G Suite for Education. Pero ngayon, Google Workspace for Education has 4 editions na. Pakita natin. And then, of course, sa mga model ng Chromebook, we have 40 new Chromebook models. Siguro hindi ganun kadami yung mapupunta sa Pilipinas, pero we will try to get as many as possible, lalo na yung mga tinatawag naming always connected Chromebooks kasi may kasamang LTE yon. Ibig sabihin pwedeng lagyan ng SIM card sa loob ng Chromebook. So you can just imagine, kung may SIM card na yung Chromebook, meron ka lang data plan siguro, pwede kang magkaroon ng either data plan or prepaid plan, pwede na kayong kumonect sa internet kahit na walang wifi kasi yung Chromebook na yun would always be connected. And of course, yung policies namin dati from 200 policies, ngayon 500 na ang pwedeng ilagay ng mga policies sa loob ng Google Admin Console. Next is syempre, ito na nga po yung sinasabi ko kanina, bakit ba maganda ang Chromebook? Kasi it starts fast and it stays fast. Even the oldest Chromebook I have, it still starts fast and it still stays fast. Ibig sabihin, pag bukas mo, bukas na. Can you just imagine yung walang level ng troubleshooting na kailangan gawin ng estudyante? Wala na ring mga troubleshooting na kailangan gawin yung teacher. Yung hindi mo na kailangan alalahanin yung mga updates kasi nag-update sa background. So, mag-post lang po kayo by the way ng mga questions nyo if in case para masagot natin kung may oras pa po tayo mamaya. Now, ang kagandahan po nito, ang isa pa is ako personally, I like na 1.5 hours lang ako nag-charge. Buong araw na ako nagtatrabaho at typically 9 hours ang battery life ng isang Chromebook. So makatipid ka na sa kuryente, hindi ka pa nagdadala ng charger palagi. I mean, I know that we're all at home, hindi tayo lumalabas masyado, pero napakagandang bagay na nakakatipid tayo sa kuryente, hindi po ba? So next is the Chrome Education Upgrade. Ito naman po yung license sa ibabaw naman ng Chromebook. So hindi lahat ng bumibili ng Chromebook nangangailangan ng Chrome Education Upgrade. Pero po, kung eskwelahan kayo or you represent a school and you would like to manage a fleet, yung marami-rami yung Chromebook niyo sa school, and gusto nyo i-manage yung mga Chromebooks na yun kahit nasa bahay yung mga bata, huwag niyo pong kalimutang bumili ng Chrome Education Upgrade kasi hindi rin naman po mahal ito. Napakamura lang din ito. Meron kami mga partners gaya ng QSR that can actually help us out with purchasing the Chrome Education Upgrade. Next is the Google Workspace for Education. Dati, isa lang siya. Dati we have Google Workspace for Education na free. Yung fundamentals na po yung pangalan niya ngayon. Ngayon meron na rin tayong other Workspace for Education editions. One is the Google Workspace for Education Standard. Ito po yung merong mga security, additional analytics tools para sa mga admin natin. Next is we have the Teaching and Learning Upgrade para naman po sa enhanced teaching tools. And then, of course, we have the most comprehensive solution that we have right now, which is the Google Workspace for Education Plus. So, ano pa yung difference nito? Andito yung mga premium features na hindi natin nakikita sa Education Fundamentals. Yung mga hinahanap-hanap nyo sa Google Meet, gaya ng breakout rooms. Gusto nyo mag-polling, mag-Q&A, at marami pang iba na po pwede nyong gawin using our Google Workspace for Education. Marami po dito pwede nyong gawin dito sa mga premium features na ito. Next is of course, we have yung reason natin. Bakit Google for Education ang gagamitin nyo? I know that we are all most likely part of GEG. And kung hindi pa po kayo part ng GEG, iniimbitahan ko po kayo na maging parte ng GEG. Kasi Google for Education really is there to help, including building and supporting the communities that we have, like the Google for Educator groups. So bakit Google? Kasi we've got so many millions of classroom users all over the globe. We have 150 million Google Classroom users all over the globe. We listen to teacher feedback. we evolve and we learn sa mga experiences ng mga teachers and estudyante natin in using our products so that we can make them better. So what's next for us in GEG Philippines? So ano yung next thing na kailangan nating i-expect? Ito po yung next thing na nangangailangan ako ng tulong nyo. And isa to sa parang drive ko na sana po matulungan niyo po ako. So we need your help because we have recently activated 22 million bagong learner accounts in the Department of Education para po to sa mga estudyante. So nangangailangan ako ng tulong hindi lang ng mga public school teachers, kung hindi pati mga private school teachers that have been using Google tools sa kanilang pagtuturo because I'm pretty sure so many of our public school teachers will benefit so much from your experience. So ano-ano yung mga ways kung paano tayo makakatulong? One is magki-create tayo ng mga GEGs to support every division. And the nice thing about this, everybody, is ibig sabihin ng isang division. Usually, nasa isang probinsya yan. Yung mga division natin. Yung mga division natin, yun ang nag-handle sa mga eskwelahan natin. And yung mga GEGs would really support these. So magkaroon man lang tayo ng konting community support sa mga division and mga eskwelahan natin para makatulong sa kanila para gamitin ito. The next one is yung teaching toolkits and lesson plans. So basically, ang tinitingnan natin dito is making sure na yung ating teaching toolkits or lesson plans are already ready-made. So, kailangan ko po ng tulong nyo para mag-sign up to become a Google Teaching Toolkit Creator. Opo, GTTC yung tawag ko doon. So, GTTC, maging Teaching Toolkit Creator po tayo kasi makakatulong po tayo. For example, yung binigay kong example kanina, no? World War I, gusto kong ituro and gusto kong gumamit ng Google Tools in order to teach it to my students. Pag tinuro ko po siya, gusto kong maging engaging, so gagawa ako ng mapa using Google My Maps, ilalagay ko dun sa mapa na yon yung mga pins kung saan nangyari yung mga iba-ibang bagay. And pwede kong gawing exam yon. So, I can actually create this as a teaching toolkit or a lesson plan. And I would really, really urge everybody to help us out. So kung teacher po kayo, mahilig po kayong gumawa ng open educational resources, this is very much aligned with the OER movement ng DepEd para sa kanilang sulong edukalidad and their Digital Rise program. At alam ko may pa-contest din ang DepEd ngayon. So abangan po natin kung gusto niyo po mag-sign up at para mag-volunteer na gumawa nitong mga lesson plan na to based po dun sa tinuturo nyong subject, please sign up. Punta lang po kayo sa bit.ly/gttc sign up para po mag-sign up as a Google Teaching Toolkit creator. So siguro ilalagay din, hopefully mailagay din natin ito sa ating chat. Siguro that's the link. Kung meron po kayong link dito, babalikan ko yung aking first page maya-mayang konti para makita niyo po kung ano yung link nitong buong presentation na to para may copy kayo. And then of course, ang final na thing natin dito, so I would like more teachers to get certified, of course. So very, very important for me that teachers would get certified kasi pag na-certify po kayo, it's actually not just a badge, but it also signifies your intent na matuto ng mas marami. So marami po kayong matututunan pag nagpa-certify kayo. Actually, sabi nila, whether daw po pumasa o bumagsak, may natutunan pa din. Ayan, and syempre, ito po yung mga additional solution support natin na ibibigay ko po sa inyo yung copy nito para meron po kayong kopya nitong mga support links na nandito. Paano po mag-distance learning training, paano natin increase yung opportunities natin sa mga ginagamit nating tools ngayon. We have paano mag-get started sa mga tools na ginagamit natin ngayon sa Google. Meron po tayong mga links dyan. And of course, paano yung mga step-by-step instructions, ano yung mga help centers na pwede nating puntahan, ano-ano yung mga communities na pwede nating puntahan para makahingi po tayo ng assistance. And of course, sa social natin, ano yung mga hashtag na pwede nating gamitin para makapaghanap po tayo ng mga support sa social media gaya ng Facebook, ng Twitter, even Instagram. And of course, toward a bright future, we're really looking at empowering everybody. Kaya habang tumatagal, whether or not, syempre, mabilis ba itong matatapos itong pandemya na to o hindi, we're here to help find solutions with you. So yun lang po, I would like to thank everybody for being here and for being with me for today to help everybody in in your view sa mga communities niyo, makatulong po kayo para matuto silang lahat. So ito po yung link, ito pong bit.ly/GEG 10 a.m. Yan po yung ating link for this whole presentation para po meron tayong copy. I think you're on mute, Maki.
Sabi ko nga, naka-mute na ako eh. That's the perpetual problem talaga ngayong taon. There are jokes na parang yung mga pictures daw nila sa yearbook, mute icon, stuff like that. So, thank you so much, Miss Mary. I'm so glad you gave us this talk. Ako personally, as a Google educator, inaabangan ko talaga yung mga update na yan kasi as difficult as this distance learning has been, Google has really been super helpful. And I'm so happy na ang daming nire-release na bagong updates. And it's really the constant innovation that I look forward to kasi it shows me that Google really cares about how teachers use their tools in the classroom and they really listen to us na they ask for what we need and sobrang natutuwa ako. And thank you for telling us na malapit na yung Chromebooks dito na meron na kasi i-recommend na ako. We have some questions from some people in the audience. So this one is from Miss Abelia. Paano po magkaroon ng account ang isang freelance teacher for Google Workspace for Education? Project-based lang kasi sa school for it's a TVI, DepEd, and TESTA partners.
Okay, so basically po, kung yung institution nyo is already a DepEd or TESDA partner, pag freelance teacher po kasi kayo, hindi po kayo makakakuha ng Google Workspace for Education. Kailangan po kasi talaga na maging school kayo or maging institution kayo na merong DepEd, TESDA, or CHED certificate. Kung hindi po kayo maa-approve. So, ang pinakamagandang pwede nyong gawin dyan is, number one, i-ask nyo po yung school na yon to sign up for Google Workspace para meron. The other one is, of course, to use your consumer Gmail. Pero meron pa akong third. My third avenue is, you go for Google Certified Trainer. Kung pong nagte-training na kayo, you can just go and be a Certified Level 1, Certified Level 2, and a certified trainer. Bakit ko sinasabi yun? Kasi as a certified trainer, makakakuha po kayo ng parang free account na Google Workspace for Education. But we don't give that to just anybody. We only give that to our Google certified trainers. So that's a good incentive for you to go for it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Rosh Abelia.
Yeah, so here's another question. May training po ba for teaching toolkits para sa volunteers?
Ayan. So, para po sa mga volunteers na magsa-sign up, abangan niyo po kasi i-email ko po kayo. Definitely, we will have to do a training. A lot of you already know how to create your own lesson plans. Wala naman tayong format na hinihingi dito. And I really would urge na yung mga open educational resource o yung mga teaching toolkits na gagawin nyo, masubmit. Sana umabot, no? Alam ko may deadline ang DepEd, July 28 for their OERs. So, kung umabot tayo dun sa July 28 na yon, malay natin, baka isa sa mga teaching toolkits na magawa natin ay manalo. Definitely, yung mga magsa-sign up po, bibigyan ng training. We are going to be creating a video training for them, pero we're also going to be doing a session. So, wala pa akong binibigay na deadline para dun sa sign up kasi in-announce pa lang namin yan today. Pero syempre po, rolling po to throughout the year. We're really hoping na makakreate tayo ng maraming lesson plan bago magsimula ang taon, which is bago magsimula ang school year para sa public school system natin.
Yeah. So thank you, Miss Mary. Sobrang helpful nun. I, for one, I'll probably sign up for that.
Yes.
Just because I want to learn more. Talagang, especially with technology, the best way to learn is really to do. Even if you don't, you're not quite sure what you're doing. The best way is really through experience. And andyan naman si Miss Mary para tulungan tayo through.
Opo, nandito lang ako.
So sign up na po tayo mga teachers. I'm sure some of you who have already implemented or used Google tools in your classes. I'm sure you have some really well thought out lesson plans that will be considered during this volunteer sign up. So thank you again, Miss Mary. Any
Last words?
Yes, last words.
Yan. So, ang last words ko lang is for everybody to really keep being brave and always try new things. Ito pong Google Workspace for Education at saka Google for Education in general. Lagi po kaming nag-create ng mga bagong bagay para sa inyo. The Google Educator Group Community, ito pong GEG APAC Connect, yung ating GEG Philippines are always there to help you out. Mag-sign up po kayo, find a community in your area. I really would like to urge you to do that. And of course, wag po tayong mahiya na magtanong. Wala pong masamang magtanong. Okay lang po 'yun. Magtanong lang po tayo para matuto. Lagi pong dapat madali lang ang pagkatuto. Hindi dapat natin siya gawing komplikado. Sabi nga ng isa sa mga teacher broadcasters natin sa public school system. Ayan. So evaluation, I think dapat meron tayo evaluation link today, ano? Ayan,
Yes.
si Maki na magpapaalala niyan.
Ayan.
Thank you,
So,
everybody.
tama po. So, actually, may nagpahabol na tanong na paano daw maging Google Educator. Everything is in the teacher center as mentioned by Miss Mary. So, I hope everyone who's joined us today in the audience, sana po marami din kayong natutunan like me. Huwag niyo pong kalimutan na sagutan yung evaluation form. It's already in the comment section. Naka-flash na po yan sa screen niyo. So, if you answer the evaluation form, meron po kayong chance manalo ng GCE Level 1 test voucher. So sa mga hindi pa po nakakapag-certify, kagaya po nung nagtanong paano to become one, ayan na po, meron kayong chance na manalo ng voucher just by answering the evaluation form. We'll also be sending e-certificates of participation. I know especially for public schools, kailangan po talaga natin to. Winners will be announced on Sunday during the weekend wrap-up. So I hope sumubaybay din po kayo sa ating next talk with Mr. Franco Adun, maayos at epektibong integrasyon ng teknolohiya sa edukasyon gamit ang Google Workspace for Education tools. So this is more on the how to use the Google tools in education. Maraming salamat po, Miss Mary. Thank you so much for today. Ang dami kong natutunan sa inyo. And
Salamat din. Salamat everybody. Thank you for watching.
thank you everyone for joining us. We'll see you later.